today there are certain links that were sent to all of us by the facilitators, and one of which was how to install Power BI. And some of you have confirmed that you've already installed Power BI. So I would assume that we have Power BI installed. So now I'm sure you can see my screen on Power BI. Now, for starters, this is what when you launch after you've installed the Power. So if we have the brochure, you would know that one of the things we're supposed to do today is to connect to a data set. The data set had already been provided through a link to each and every one of us. So the beautiful thing about Power BI is you can connect to multiple data sets. So, but for the essence of today's class, we're going to connect to an Excel file. The Excel file is a data set of hotels in Lagos. So now to do that, you click on this report. Now before that, I hope all of you can notice that I am already logged into my Power BI app. Now for you to be able to do this, you need to have your email linked to the Microsoft environment. For those who do not know how to do that, another link will be sent to you in the course of the week how to go about that. But normally it's from Microsoft. You go to Power BI service and you create an account. So now we are on Power BI desktop. You click on reports. It's now going to bring you to this environment. Now let's wait a while it loads. Then I'll just take us through the various sections of the So now our Power BI window has opened. Now over here we have the apps. We have the file that will take us back if you want to open another folder. Then home. We are in the home environment now. This is insert pane. From the insert pane, you have new page. We are currently on.
Huh?
Yeah.
Now you accept. Huh?
I'm hearing. Sorry,
We cannot hear you.
Hello. So now, sorry about that. Now, from home, you get to get data. Under get data, you can pick from any data source. You have Excel, you have Power BI data sheets, data flows. Data flows, that is for those who are interested in machine learning. Dataverse, that is the Microsoft Dataverse. The Microsoft Dataverse is called the cloud. So there are various, when we talk of data, we have on-premise and we have cloud data infrastructure. On-premise is where you have a company that has their infrastructures, all their data. They are like intranets. That is, every information is within their particular facility. Now, on the cloud, present day now, everything is moving to the cloud. One of the key advantages of working in the cloud is the low cost of scaling. You don't, if you do not need all the machines to operate at the time. You can scale down and use what you need at a particular point in time. That is one beautiful thing about working on the cloud. So with Power BI, based on various parameters, if I'm fast, if I'm too fast, you let me know. I will slow down. Is my speed okay?
Actually, we can't hear you very well, so it's giving us a challenge to keep up with you, sir.
Um, okay, I will try to be as slow as possible. And then maybe during the course of the week, I would have to buy another mic. So, like I was at, this is Dataverse, SQL Server, text document CSV. So, for the purpose of today's class, we're going to pick our data from an Excel file. So now, I'm browsing to where we have the Excel file. Now, this is, you can all see hotels in Lagos.csv. Now, this is a .csv file of the data set. So we're going to click on it and click open. Now, what you're going to see is Power Query. Now, this is Power Query. I hope you can all see this. Please type Power Query in the chat box if you can see this. Yes, so if you can see this Power Query screen, please type. Okay, good. Power Query, Power Query. Okay, thank you very much. Thank you, Oluji. Thank you, Bilkis. Thank you, Oluwaseun. Now, this is a Power Query window. Now, one thing you should take note of is the source of your data set. Now, based on your file origin, sometimes your file origin can be, and for those talking about Excel sheets, it is part of the link that was sent to you. Now, the importance is the essence of all these links and the Google Drive sent to you is you access them before every class. That would help in you following on with the class. But if you don't access the Google Drive shared to you, if you don't do the particular assignment given to you, then you will not be able to follow on. So going forward, to as many of us here present, I don't mind repeating this same class next week. But for us to be able to go along and carry ourselves along, please access the information sent to you during the course of the week. So Abdulkader, I hope that's okay. Now, so like I was saying, for the file origin, now oftentimes you need to take note of the file origin from which your data set is coming from. Recently, I had to work on a particular file that was coming from Germany, and if you don't change your file origin set, you will see all your information will just be scattered all over the place. So now your Power Query is the environment where you would get a view of your file, of your data sets. And now, because we are not sure of the condition of our data set, we are going to click on Transform Data so that it now loads the Power Query proper. Now, this is the Power Query window. Now, you can see on this side, you can see query settings. Please type query settings if you can see my mouse. Query settings. Query settings. You can see query settings. Please type query settings. Query settings. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Very good. Very good. So now query settings. This is where you the pipeline. Every change we make is going to be stored here. So as we make certain changes, I want you to take notes of this. So for now, the applied steps that it is showing us is source, promoted headers, and page types. Now, Power Query has already, this is what is called promoted headers. When you see 122, hotel name, location, address, cost. I'm going to scroll. This is a scroll bar. I'm going to scroll this side. You can see cost. This is a cost of each hotel, the various hotels in Lagos. Property type, lights, rating, review. Now we're going to go through these columns one by one. Now the work of the data analyst is when you're in the Power Query window, the Power Query editor, you can see it up here, Power Query editor. When you're in the Power Query editor, you need to go column by column to be sure of certain things. First of all, to be sure that the health status, this is what we call the health status, that the health status of this column is okay. There are some data sets you will see that it will tell you error. You can see this sign saying error because this data set we are working with is a clean data set. Remember what the doctor told us, that in real life, you are going to get really messy data, really dirty data to work on. Oftentimes, they'll just throw it at you and your project manager will tell you, how long is it going to take you to get this job done? It is left for you to be able to communicate realistic goals to your project manager that, sir, I will need a couple of times to be able to clean up this data. So now from this column, this first column, that is the serial number. Now you can see where my cursor is 1, 2, 3. That is the data type. For each column, there has to be what data type, what data string type. So for this, here is numerical 1, 2, 3, and that is in line with numerical. Now this other one, hotel name ABC, which means everything here should be ABC. This other one, location ABC, that is text format. All right. The next one. Now the process we are doing is what we call ETL. We have E standing for extract, T standing for transform, L standing for load. So we have done the extraction. Now we are in the transformation phase. This is the transformation phase, and transformation always goes on in Power Query. So now we are in the location column to verify that it is in the right type, and it is in the right type, which is ABC. Now, before I forget, you can see a formula. This is called FX. Now, when you hear of M language, the language that Power Query understands is what? The M language. Now, you may have heard of M language, and you may have heard of, I apologize for the audio. It's a mic I bought, and I had to stop using my headset because it said you're not hearing me, so I stopped using the headset. So I'm now using a mic directly. So Ali, I apologize. Okay, Momo, let me hear you. Where are you lost? What? Momo, let me hear you. You said you're lost. Momo, unmute your mic and talk to me. Let me know where you're lost.
Sorry to bring you backward. From the beginning of the introduction, the Power Query, are we still on the Excel because is it a different packages we are on presently? And
Okay.
the big challenge here, and you are too speedy as well. Since today is a
Sorry.
new, since today is the first time this course, I believe that they should be breakdown and then we should go with a slow pace so that we can have a proper introduction before we dive into the major work of the day. Thank you.
Okay. Did you get Momo? Please confirm if you got the if you access the Google Drive that was sent to you.
Not really, sir.
Good. So you see where the problem is. You didn't access the Google Drive. So that is why it's looking as though I just jumped a lot of steps. In the Google Drive, on Power BI. The second thing was for us to watch a YouTube video that tells us the difference between the three power platforms. That is Power Apps, Power BI, and Power Service. A link was sent to us. So if all of us ignored all that, then that is where the challenge is. Because trust me, 3 months is not enough time to give us as much value as we need to do. So you need to work with us so that during the week we do the assignments so that once we start, we all move on the same pace. So we are on Power BI, not on Excel. The data set is in Excel format. And I was trying to show us if you are gone through the syllabus I was given to you, what we are to do today, week one, is sourcing data through Power BI from multiple sources. And the first source I am choosing is Excel. All right. The first source I'm choosing is Excel. So Power Query is the environment where we do the transformation of the data. So we are in and I explained there's what we call ETL, extract, transform, and load. We've extracted the data from Excel, and now we are transforming the data. Francisca, if you can get a headset, please use a headset. If you get a headset, you'll be able to hear me clearly through the headset. So now we are in the communication column, and we just confirmed that it is ABC, that is text format. Next, address. Address also is also text format, that is ABC. Costs. Now, cost should not be ABC. So can you notice that I clicked on ABC to change it to number? Add a new step, column change, and I'm saying add a new step. It has now thrown an error. It has not thrown an error. And now replace it back to cost. Now, this, what I'm doing now is part of what Stephen, did you access the link that was sent to you? Stephen, unmute your mic. Let's hear you.
Yes, I access it.
Hello, Stephen.
Yes, hello?
Yes, Stephen. Did you access the Google Drive that was sent to you?
Video drive?
The Google Drive. The Google Drive sent to you. Did you access it?
Oh, no.
So if you didn't access the Google Drive sent to us, then it is not my fault that we don't have the file that was working on. The file is part of the Google Drive sent to everybody. So let this be a lesson to all of us that if we are told to do something before the class, let us all try as much as possible to do what the facilitators tell us to do, so that we'll be able to move together. So that it is only Mike that will be our problem today, and we'll be able to follow up. But I want to assure us that by next class, the mic will not be an issue. Sorry, Stephen, did you say something?
It's okay, I will access it after. Thank you.
So I'm going on. Now, the next column is property type, ABC. Number of likes, 1, 2, 3. Ratings, ABC. Review, ABC. Now there is one thing we will need to do here. So now that we're done with confirming that everything is okay here. Now, can you see where I am? Can you all notice that this area where my cursor is, every other area is showing the health status, but this one is not showing here. Can anybody guess why this is not showing? If you can guess, indicate by okay. Did you just raise up your hand? You want to try? If you want to answer, let's hear you. Okay. Since nobody has an idea, now let me tell. Okay, Oluwaseun, your hand is up. Let me hear you. Thank you very much. It's because of the currency. There is a combination of two data types. And this is going to give us a problem if we load the data like this. So what we're going to do here, what we're going to do right now is to split this column. Now, we're going to click on this and click on split. Okay? We're going to split the column and split by number of characters. So when I now click on split by number of characters, one character to the left. So I'm going to type number 1 and click on ones as far left as possible and say OK. Can you see what just happened? So now this one is now phone number. And this one is now Naira. We don't need this. So I'm going to remove this column. Okay? Now, best practice when you are working with data sets is, remember I said something about you should have your eyes on this area to show the applied step you're doing. So best practice, right click and rename. I'll now say removed IRA sign. Okay, did you all see what I did? Because when you're working on a team, you are going to have so many other persons who will have access to the file you're working on. So it's important that you identify every step you're doing. So any other person who comes to the file will understand what went on each stage of the pipeline. So now we're now going to rename this one. Rename this column now to cost. Hit enter. And now I'll now say rename cost column. Now I'm checking to see so now it's telling us 5% empty. Can you, Tunde, where do you have a challenge? Talk to me. Hello, Tunde.
Hello. Yes, can you hear me, sir?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, so the reality is that I downloaded the materials, I had access to Google, the Google document. The fact is that just from the beginning, somehow I appear to have been lost. I've been trying to drop a message that I can't follow you. From the moment of your Power Query that you were talking about, the Power Query, you told us to
Yes.
write or click on Power Query. From
Okay,
that moment,
yes.
I can't seem to follow you again, sir. Because every other thing that you have been doing here appeared to be some kind of a mirage to me. I really don't know where you are. I don't know what you're trying to do, sir. The last time I can
Okay.
remember of was just Power Query, sir. I'm very
Okay.
lost. I'm so lost. Yes, I'm so lost, sir. Please, sir.
Okay. How many of us are lost? Type lost. Let me see the number of us that are lost. Is it only Tunde that is lost? Oh, lost, lost, and lost. Very lost. Okay. Okay, this is what's going to happen. Let me start all over again. Now, what I'm doing, I'm not going to apply. I'm just going to say close. All right. Do we all remember here? Everyone saying lost. Do we all remember here? This is Power BI desktop. Type yes if you remember where I am now. Okay, yes. Good. Okay, good. Now, this is Power BI desktop. And when you're in Power BI desktop, get data. That is this. Click on this. Get data. All right. You can see all the data sources showing here. You can see Excel, you can see Power BI data set. So for the purpose of this course, our data set is Excel, all right? Our data is Excel. So I'm going to click on Excel right now, where the file is saved, and this is the file. When you see hotel, if you can see hotels in Lagos.csv, please type hotel. Good, okay. All right, good. Now I'm clicking on hotel. This is the dataset file that was sent to all of us. So click on it. It's a .csv file. .csv is the name of CSV is comma separated value. All right, comma separated value. Thank you very much. Hotel, good. I'm clicking on it and I've clicked open. Now, what you're going to see now is a dialog box. Can you all see hotels in Lagos.csv with some numbers 1 to 19? Type 19 if you can see 1 to 19. Okay, yes, good. Yes, good. 19. Okay, good. Now, we have, when I started, I said we should always be conscious of our file origin, the origin of our file, because sometimes you might, depending on the history of your file or the location of your file, that will determine what file origin you are supposed to choose. Now, because this file origin originates from Nigeria, which is not an European country, which is not a Japanese country, we are good to go. All right. The delimiter is what separates each of the values. Now, remember I said that this particular file is in a format called CSV. CSV is standing for comma separated value. All right, so that is why the delimiter is selected to comma. There are so many other options of separations. You have colon, you have equal sign, you have semicolon, you have space, you have tab. But this particular data set is separated by comma. That is why the delimiter as comma is selected. Now, the data type detection, we are told that it is loading just the first 200 rows. If you load more than this, it may take a lot of for the entire data set to load. Now, for us, because we want to verify the state of these data sets, we are going to click on transform data. All right, not load. We are not going to click load direct. We are going to click on transform data. So if you are following with me up to this type data, okay, good. Data, good. Data, good. Only 3%. How many of us are in this? We have 105 participants, and so far only 4 are saying data. The remaining 100, what is the challenge? Can somebody speak for the remaining 100 that have not typed data? Oh,
Good evening, sir.
yes, evening.
Please, pardon our persistence. It's because we want to know better. Now, I think where we miss it was the brochure sent that we did not access in the first place. That would have prep us for this class. And secondly, as it's going, we are looking at it as if it's the kind of what is going on. And that's why I was asking in the first place that is this an Excel or because it's power, I've never had any encounter with this before. So maybe we can still go back to the brochure, and then we'll still come back to the video and the audio of today's class. Maybe that will help us to catch up with you, sir. My suggestion, my reasoning.
Dr. Victor, I need help here. How do I proceed? Because out of 100, only 4 is following. Dr. Victor, are you on the call? Or Sir Mike, you can advise. Since this is the second cohort we're having, I really need to know how we proceed. Adebayo Mary, yes, say, let's hear you.
Yes, sir. Good evening, sir. I'm so sorry. I was following up till when you said transform data. I got lost when you said transform data, so I don't know why we are transforming the data. That was why I could not type data.
Okay, why we are transforming data is there is a process. It's called ETL: extract, transform, and load. We are currently still in the extract phase. All right, we are currently still in the extract phase. After the extract phase, we are about to go into the transform phase. That is the transform data. Okay. So the other 100, I want to hear from you all. Because okay, now 6 persons have confirmed. Yes, Rebecca. Yeah, Rebecca, let's hear you.
Hello, sir.
Okay. Abaje,
Can you hear me,
okay,
sir?
speak.
Okay, sir.
Yeah,
Please, I
Abaje, I
want
hear
to
you.
ask from that transform page, the transform was display logo. There was this place you picked up based on first 200 or 200 rows. But then if you click on the drop down icon, I could see some other options that are there. Why are we not going with any of them? Why based on this first 200, sir?
Yes, based on these first 200, so that our data would not take forever to load. Sometimes in the real world case, you may have a data with 1 million rows. And if you start saying you should load the entire 1 million rows, you will not, your system will be hung, depending on the power of your RAM. So this is just for preview purpose. That is why we are doing based on first 200 rows. All right.
All right, sir. So in the real sense, we could actually do more than that.
Yeah, but it's not necessary because this is just preview. The essence
All
of this
right.
preview, remember I said file origin. Take notes, write this down somewhere because when you start working on real life tasks, you will follow, you will have to, you remember this. Always be conscious of the source of your data file, where your data file is coming from. I learned this recently, even though I've been doing this for quite a while, but I learned this recently because I was given a data set of accident data set. The machine learning project Dr. Victor told you all about. It's machine learning for accident prediction. Someone reached out to me through LinkedIn, and so it's his master's thesis, and he needed someone, a data analyst, to analyze his data and to train a machine learning model. So they gave me the raw data file as captured by the German transport agency. Now, at the extract phase, I noticed that all my data was the whole file and everything was just all over the place. I signed an NDA, that's do not disclose, so I can't show it all to you here. You know, so back to it. Now everything was so scattered. So it was now later now said okay, let me check file origin. As I now clicked on Jammy, just look at it. So as I now clicked on Jammy, where's my cursor? As I now clicked on Jammy, you can see various countries, Romania, Swedish. You can all see my cursor, right? Swedish, Western Europe. This is France. Go. Look at it. German. When I now clicked on it, that was when everything now normalized. So that is that for this Power Query window. So can we move on? All right. So I would assume that there are some persons who probably they are more advanced than this stage. So it is those who are not too clear on this stage that are asking the questions. So Bilkis, the last question on this, let me hear you.
So my question is, like you said, that we should always be conscious of the origin of our data. Now, you said because
Okay,
the
fine, yeah.
country of this data is Nigeria, that's why we are not changing anything under the file origin, right?
Yes. Yes.
So does it mean that the Unicode written there is in English, like it's a code for English?
Yes, it's a code for English. Power Query has automatically detected, you understand, it has automatically detected the code on which this, and already the data set it was done in Excel. Sometimes you get a raw data set that is comma separated but in text.tx, comma separated .tx, txt, sorry. All right. Because do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Notepad? Yes, there is notepad file. Sometimes the database will store the data in .txt file, that's .text format, comma separated but in .text format. Now, when that happens, Power Query may not be able to identify clearly what file origin is. It is now left for you now to now choose that file origin. Someone's hand was up.
Okay. So if it was German, if the origin was Germany, then we have to choose Germany, like you said earlier.
Yes, if it was Germany and if it was not in Excel format, you understand? Remember when I clicked on get data. Remember that I clicked on Excel and I now searched for the folder where I saved the data set.
Okay, yes.
Good. Which now brought us to this point.
Yeah.
Okay, so very last question, because I think we're for want of time. Very last question. Someone's hand was up. I can't remember who. How do we know the source? Is it
Hello, sir.
communication? No.
Hello, sir.
Sorry, let me answer Ifeoluwa's question. Your project owner, because what we're doing here is to prepare us not just for the Nigerian market, but for the market outside. Remember, Victor said something. I freelance on Upwork. Aside jobs I get through LinkedIn, I freelance on Upwork. And freelancing on Upwork means that you will get clients from. I currently have a client who is in the Philippines, 8 hours ahead of me, and the data set they may be. That's a client. That's a client that interviewed me on Power BI, and now I'm working on Google Looker Studio. So I was interviewed for a whole month. They gave me a particular visual. Said that they want the visual. They want their Shopify store data to be in a particular visual format, and I should do it in Power BI. That they're going to give me as long the time. They will pay me for the time that is an interview process for them to be sure that I can get the job done. Because they said so many people say they can do certain things, but they write that they can do certain things, but they cannot do it in real life. These guys grilled me on Power BI. Now work starts. And I said we want to use actually what we use is Looker Studio. Now they are paying me to learn Looker Studio. I'm not complaining. They are happy, I'm happy. So the point is what we're trying to do here is to prepare you. You must not know it all. You will not know it all. But start first. Start showing your skill. Start practicing. And how you start is by whatever information given to you in this particular bootcamp, in this particular process, you go through it before the class. that is also putting your mindset in that space that I am now a data analyst. My project owner is key. I should be able, and right now we are your project owners. So when we give you a file to access, please access that file before we start our meeting. So that when you're asking questions, you're not asking questions based on what you have tried to do or what you have done before the class. So I will now proceed to transform data. So I'm clicking on transform data. It is now loading Power Query proper. I hope we are still together at this point. Say yes if we are still together at this point. Power Query has loaded. Yes, good. Thank you. Yes. Yes, good. Thank you so much. Yes. How is the audio now, everyone? If it's okay, type okay. It's better. Okay. It's still manageable. BOB. All right, no problem. I'll buy a better mic before next season. But I actually turned off the gen, so probably that is why it is better. Audio is manageable. Okay, good. So at least you can all hear me. Now we are in the Power Query editor, and so now we should now go through the columns one after the other. So I think because of time, I don't know how much time we have left. Please, my file does not have the chart on top. Okay, that is this. Now, go to view. Can you go to view? Can you see what I'm doing? I don't think. Can you see where I'm going to view? Click on column quality and this bar. If I untick it, you see the bars will disappear.
Okay.
Click on column quality and column distribution.
Column
On
quality.
those
Okay.
column quality.
Okay.
That is for a file. Dr. Victor's hand is up. Dr. Victor, let's hear you. Madagascar, Victor, your hand was up. Okay, let's go on. So now back to home. If I save the file, some features will be lost. What should I do? We've not gotten to save first. I just showed you how to put this column quality this thing. How you get this on is you go to view, click on column quality and column distribution. All right. So column by column, this one, 1, 2, 3, yes. Hotel name, yes. It's supposed to be in text format. Location, text format, yes. Location, yes. Address, text format. This is how you know the format. See where my cursor is. This is where you change the format. Cost. Now remember that we had an issue. Okay, good. Finally now, cost is now showing us. But this is going to give us a problem. We will not be able to sum this up. So what we're going to do, we're going to split this column by delimiter. Each occurrence of delimiter. Okay, you can see what just happened now. Initially, when we tried doing this, it did not indicate the custom naira sign. So now it has indicated it. So we're going to choose by each occurrence of delimiter. And our delimiter is the naira sign. So we're now going to say OK. And you see, we have done that. So I will now remember I said something about Sir Victor, your hand is still up. You want to say something? Okay, I'll go on. Remember I said something about best practice. Now, as I have done, I have split it now. I'm now going to say relate this to um to change type. So now I'm now changing this relay. So we'll remove this because we don't need it. Then this, we are renaming this to cost. Renaming this to cost. Now it is 1, 2, 3. So can you notice initially when we were working on this, it was not showing us the health of this column. So now I'm now going to write here renamed to cost. Renamed cost. So property type 1, 2, 3, which is good. Remember, we are in the, who can remind me what phase, ETL, what phase we are on? Say ETL. So what stage of our action we transform? Thank you very much. We're in the transform stage. So we're still transforming our data and confirming. Now we can see that the number cost price is not in ABC. If good, very good, transform. Thank you very much for confirming. If we had left this column as ABC, it would have given us a problem down the line when we want to find particular insights, when we want to put particular insights such as total cost of hotels in Lagos. You cannot add text because originally it was in text format, but now we have changed it to 1, 2, 3. Now, property type, text format, likes, text format, ratings, ABC, and review, ABC. Good. So now it is time to close. You all see where I went to? Let me click again. From here, all right, see my cursor is moving up to here. Close and apply. So now it is closing, is running in the background. Just keep watching, it will still pop. Can you now see? It's loading and effecting. What are we transforming the data to? We're transforming the data into Power BI environment so that we can work with it. So can you all see this data pane? Where my cursor is? This data pane. So this is where we are transforming the data to. This is the data set. So type data, if you can see this data pane. This is the data pane. Looks like I'm lost again. Don't be lost, Tunde. When you say close and apply, it now loads it to this data pane. Look at this, just work with me. Good, data, very good. Thank you very much. Data. So all that thing we worked on, this is where it has loaded them to. All right. Visualization pane. In our forthcoming classes, we are going to work. This is where we are going to pick most of our items from. All right. Now, this is our report view, table view, model view. Now, table view, when you click on table view, it will take us back to our table. Can you all see that the table now was loaded? The table that we just transformed is now loaded because we are in what? In the table view. This is report view. If I click on it, it's going to take us back to the report view. All right. So this is a different pane. Here is the visualization pane. This is the data pane. So just so I don't overload us with so much information for today, this is all we'll take for today. Now, our assignment for the week is to please access the files that was given to you, install Power BI instance on your laptop, get to know the difference between Power BI service, Power BI desktop, and Power App. All right. So when we come back next week, yeah, I think you would ask a question. So let me just wrap up what I want to say now. When we come back next week, we are now going to take aspects of our course, which has to do with language and we have insights from this data set. Adekunle, let's hear your question. Adekunle, ask the question. Okay. Okay. Adisa, ask your question if Adekunle is not ready. Lots of hands up.
To myself. Okay, can you hear me now?
Okay, Adisa.
Yes. Okay. Yes. Well done. Can you hear me, sir?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Well, thank you very much for the session. Despite the challenges, we were able to at least learn a few things. Thank you for your patience. So specifically, I couldn't install the Power BI because I saw 4.7 gig. I want to ask if there is a way around it, or all of my colleagues, we are downloading 4.7 gig. I'm just looking at the implication of the memory of the system. Yes, that was what my computer was downloading, 4.7 gigs. And I wanted to download it through the link that was sent on the Google Drive.
4.7 gig. Hold on. Let me just quickly. Okay, I think I'm still sharing my screen, right?
Yes, you're sharing your screen.
Yeah, okay. I just want to check. Yeah. It's supposed to be actually 2 point something. Okay. You can all see this, right? You can all see Power BI, the Microsoft.com download. Now, when you downloaded it, did it take you to the Microsoft Store?
No, sir. I only clicked the link that was, on the Google Drive, the information about the installation of the Power BI. There was one
Have you downloaded the file?
I've not. I cancelled the download twice because it was 4.7 gig.
Okay.
Somebody has made comments on the chat session that is a wrong thing I was doing. He suggested I should go for the third link. So I would appreciate if our link, Usman, can please provide further guidance through the chat.
Someone just said mine is 288.7. Hey, good. Mine was 750. Okay, everybody's having different
Let me-
file sizes.
All right. Hello, Miss Anthony, can you hear me?
Yes, Victor, I can hear you.
All right. Thank you very much for your time, and I'm happy that you were able to end it somewhere very interesting. So again, as I always step in as you trying to solve the problem. I mean, especially for people. I think by you've given the assignment for today, which I know
Yeah.
some probably have issues trying to do because they were struggling to hear. I think the truth is you won't understand how low your voice is, or yes, or was while the generator was on.